Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage, Andrea Mitchell.
Thank you very much. If you can take your seats. Please take your seats. We have two more inspiring stories to share while you continue to enjoy your dessert. And I hate to interrupt such great conversations, but I know you want to hear these two awards and also, of course, get ready for Mike Bloomberg and Penny Pritzker. We've come to the 2019 Federal Employee of the Year Award. This honoree helped turn around a dysfunctional VA healthcare center and led a remarkable recovery that raised the quality and the safety of services for veterans throughout Wisconsin and Minnesota. To present the award, please welcome back to the stage Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Robert Wilkie.
Let me put the footprint of VA in a nutshell. We serve 9.5 million veterans in over 170 hospitals and 1,200 clinics. Our latest budget calls for 400,000 employees. The foundational charge for the Department of Veterans Affairs came in March of 1865, in the middle of our country's most pestilential war, and in what is probably the most righteous and inspiring speech ever given by an American, only rivaled by Dr. King's address in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Abraham Lincoln created the Department of Veterans Affairs. He said that it was time to bind up the nation's wounds and to care for him who shall have borne the battle and for his widow and orphan. On April 12th, 1865, as he prepared to take that last journey to Ford's Theater, he signed 3 charters, one for Togus, Maine, one for Dayton, Ohio, and one for Tomah, Wisconsin, creating the first 3 soldiers' homes in the United States. And those 3 homes are now the foundational bedrock of our department. And it is one of those sites, Tomah, Wisconsin, that has brought us to this night. As Lincoln told us, our veterans deserve the best care that America can provide. But we are not immune to the tides that affect all Americans: homelessness, addiction, mental health, and suicide. And at times, we have not lived up to Lincoln's charge. The flagship hospital at Tomah and 4 outpatient clinics in and around that part of Wisconsin were suffering from an opioid crisis. They were suffering from low morale, high turnover, and the high-profile death of a United States Marine who died because of a lethal, toxic mixture that had been provided to him. The facility had been given the nickname Candyland because physicians commonly overprescribed opioids as painkillers. If the center had been forced to close, as many feared, not only would veterans have lost access to vital health services, it would have dealt a serious blow to that part of Wisconsin's economy. But somebody came forth, Vicki Braun. It was Vicki's leadership that led the dramatic about-face in Tomah, Wisconsin. During the last 4 years, she put in place a state-of-the-art pain management program, partnered with providers throughout the region, and enhanced the quality and scope of care for veterans. She revolutionized the way VA, and by extension, the United States, cares for those who are afflicted with addiction. She brought brought a new sense of professionalism to the medical center and lifted the staff spirit. As part of her legacy, in the last year, the Department of Veterans Affairs has reduced the prescription of opioids by 51%. Under the revolutionary leadership of Vicki, we have substituted traditional painkillers with common medicines like Tylenol and aspirin and ibuprofen and aspirin. We have created a cultural shift that in my youth I would have never thought possible. We have soldiers from as far back as the Korean War now addressing their pain with things like yoga and Tai Chi and acupuncture. When Vicki arrived in Toma, it was in the bottom 5% of VA hospitals in terms of performance. As a result of her leadership, it is now in the top 10. So I want you to learn a little more about the changes that our honoree has wrought.
Toma VA was very much struggling. In 2014, there was a major tragedy of a young Marine who died from a mixed drug toxicity. Many investigations ensued because of that. Staff left in hordes. When I got there in late October 2015, there were no senior leaders left in terms of the top management. So it was a very scary scene. There was a concern about whether it could succeed as a hospital or not. I realized shortly, it did not take long to realize that there were people there with resilience and passion for what they do. So what we needed to do was rebuild, and that's where the tough work came. The morale when I came to the hospital was very low. There is a survey that the VA does called the All-Employee Survey. They do this on an annual basis, and they compare all 150 VAs on multiple areas. When I came to the Toma VA, in every single category, they were either second to last or last on every category in the country. So immediately, we looked at those results and put strategic actions in place to turn them around. And within the next year, our best place to work rose. It was huge. It was like 20% increase in 1 year. We're now 32 out of the 150 hospitals in top quality. So we have come a long way really quickly. I just want to thank the partnership. This is huge to me. This is just awesome because what this is going to mean for that hospital and what this is going to mean for our veterans, it's bigger than me. And this opportunity to tell our story and to move forward, this is going to be a life changer for some people.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the 2019 Federal Employee of the Year, Vicki Brown.
Woo! It really is like the Oscars. This is absolutely awesome. I am so honored and humbled at the same time being with such esteemed colleagues. And I need to thank the partnership for doing wonderful, positive support for the federal government and all the great things that happen. I would love to, and I'm going to, thank my family because they allowed me to follow a calling I've had for over 38 years. This wouldn't be possible without them. I'd like to acknowledge my husband, Douglas, and our one of 5 children, Noel, who is here with me tonight. I love you guys. I hope, Team Toma, I hope you're streaming this because this one's for you. We've been through some tough times. My job was to come in and create a vision, remove barriers, and allow the great people that existed there to step forward and show the innovation that was possible, and you did it. Congratulations. I also want to thank the Simkuski family. After a terrible tragedy of losing a son at the Toma VA, they became an inspiration not only to me, but to all my staff as they attended all of our veteran experience committees, and they helped us turn into the VA we are today. Thank you, Marv, Linda, and Heather. I'd like to thank the VA senior leadership for creating a culture of psychological safety and confidence in me so that I could take the risks that I needed to take to be successful in this endeavor. And I'd also like to thank Renee Oshinsky for being a mentor and a friend for many years and for this nomination. I'd like to thank all veterans who are here today because that's what I'm all about. Thank you for your service. And I'd like to thank all the federal employees who come in and provide service every day. It's who we are, it's what we do, and I'm blessed I have the greatest mission in the world. Thank you.